Hello everyone and welcome to MHS Sports on MHTV. I'm Jess Burton, and today we're at Staff Sergeant Christopher Piper Field on the campus of Marblehead High School as the Magicians boys soccer team takes on the Gloucester Fishermen. We'd like to thank National Grand Bank for being our community partner in bringing you MHS Sports on MHTV, and stay tuned to the end of the game for the Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game announcement. Should have an exciting game for you this afternoon between the Magicians and the Fishermen. The Magicians are playing some of their best soccer of the season. They are 2-1-1 in their last 4 games. They are just 4-6-3 overall, so picking up half those wins very recently. They're going up against a really good team. Team having one of their best seasons in a long time. That's the Gloucester Fishermen. They are ranked number 3 in Division 3 right now, and they are 11-2-1 on the season, coming off a 4-0 win over Manchester Essex in their most recent game. This is game 3 of a 3-game road trip for the Fishermen, and we are underway this afternoon from Piper Field. The Magicians have the first touch, and Stephen Shepard coming off a 2-goal game, and the Magicians' most recent game, a 4-0 win over Danvers that we had covered. Stephen scored twice late in that one. He's in the starting lineup here this afternoon. 55 degrees and very cloudy. Had a light drizzle prior to the game, but we should be dry for this one. 2 40-minute halves. And the Magicians rushing hard on the ball there, putting some pressure on the defense for Gloucester. And it is cleared away by Ben Watts, number 7 for Gloucester. Fishermen rocking the white jerseys, the maroon numbers, or crimson as they go by. And Magicians in the black and red as usual. This will be a throw in here for the Fishermen. That's headed by senior captain Jack Burke. He is the team leader for the Magicians in assists. It works its way back to another captain, Riley Schmidt. He's a center back. He will defend the back line. Schmidt on it there, stops it, plays it towards midfield. The Magicians pride themselves on being a strong defensive team. That's the mindset of head coach Elmer Magana. Tries to add in some speed and quick bursts up front. And all that takes place in front of one of the best goalkeepers in the conference, Rory Zampese, the 3rd captain for the Magicians this season. And Rory will have his first touch here. It'll be a goal kick as the deep shot from Gloucester went wide. The Fishermen started out the season 8-1, winning their first 7 games before tying St. Mary's. This finds itself out in front, and it skims off the head of Jared Halpern, and it's picked up by Stefano Numerosi, the junior keeper. The Magicians trying to strike quick, as I mentioned, Magana's teams like to do. They found themselves out in front of the net with opportunities here early in the first 3 minutes. Schmidt playing good defense there. The ball goes back to Andrew Fahim. Excuse me, that's Gino Tripoli, 21, not 11. My mistake. It settles with Burke. He's looking for McDonald. It gets to him. McDonald with a forearm shiver there to the defender. Knocks him down. It plays for a corner kick for the Magicians. McDonald got away with contact there. It works out big time for Marblehead. Let's see if they can take advantage here on the first corner of the afternoon. It's headed out. Shepard pops it up. He's going to take a big hop. And Numerosi comes down with it. Challenged by James Ashtaroff. Ashtaroff starting in that striker position today. He's got 1 goal on the season. Right to midfield on the logo. Pushed forward by Miller. Miller and McDonald looking for a give and go. Will play through more contact by McDonald. He dropped Cole Cialino. That shot goes wide. Numerosi dives and he'll keep it in play. And we've played 5 minutes here in the first half. The Fishermen are coached by Armando Marnoto. And there's a foul against Marblehead right at midfield. Wes da Silva goes down and brushes himself off. Ben Watts will take the kick. And that is a good one. They're trying to break past the defense, and on a hop, it'll be Zampese. Tripoli got tripped up. Dominic Peoni was the closest Fisherman. There's a hard contact in the back of Burke. Looked like some head-to-head contact. The hit laid by Brandon Anderton. Card stays in the official's pocket. Steph Shepard will take the kick. Good long ball, but it's tailing towards the sideline into the corner. Had good distance on it, but came off the outside of his foot just a bit. Magicians steal it off the throw-in. They'll have a throw-in themselves. Burke quickly flipped on net. McDonald almost had one off the header. They caught the Fishermen off guard with the quick throw-in. Terrific pass into the middle. McDonald almost finished it. Schmidt heads that one on its way back down, safely to Zampese. And they go up and down the field quickly. Terrific lead pass to Ashtaroff. It finds its way back to Burke. And Jared Halpern gets tripped up. Again, it is Anderton that commits the foul. Much better placement for Shepard here, has a chance to score or set somebody up. Lifts it, good spinning ball, punched out. The Magicians got caught behind the ball. And the goalie, Numerosi, is down. I don't think anybody touched him. He might have landed on his shoulder, maybe dislocated his shoulder or something like that. We'll see. They are bringing the training staff out. He's clearly in discomfort. The Magicians have gone to their bench. And the Fishermen look on at their junior goalie. Well, they wouldn't be grabbing his arms like that if it was a shoulder injury. Well, but he is trying to work out those shoulders. He punched it with both hands. And he's got to come out. Good to see him jogging off there, and looks to be okay. Wincing a bit. Maybe just knocked the wind out of himself, something like that. But the backup goalie's in, but he doesn't have a number on, so we don't know who he is. The Magicians will have a throw in across the way. And they score! Or no, is that off the back of the net? Oh my goodness, I thought that went in. The way the crowd reacted too. And the way the goalie played it. Looked like it went over his head. Well, they're not going to take any more chances if they can get this guy back in the game. Numerosi will come back in after one attempt to put a scare into the Fishermen and a jolt into me. Taken away at midfield, Fisherman looking for some space to work with. There's a foot race to the corner. Tripoli gets there, trying to work his way around the defender. That was Schmidt. But the effort by Tripoli forces a corner kick. Zampese leaps, punches it out. McDonald hangs with it. Up to Ashteroff, one-on-one with the defender. Burke finds space. Centering ball, turned away. Corner kick for the Magicians. We've played 10 minutes. We're scoreless. It's Burke. Flying in for the header is Ashteroff. It skims back to Shepard. Just outside the 25, turned back to the Gloucester. Shepard challenges the ball. Can't win it back. Great tackle by Murtaugh to do so, but then they kick it out of bounds. So far, the 4-6-3 Magicians up for the challenge against the 11-2-1 Fishermen. The third-ranked team in Division III, behind Oakmont and Norwell. The Magicians are currently ranked 28th in Division II as Shepard blasts that one off of Silva, but it starts transition play for the Fishermen. With Silva, he shakes Shepard. Spins Halpern around, and then it goes out of bounds. Turned back over to the Magicians. Payoni gets confused by the lines on the field. He was supposed to be behind the yellow line. He was not. So the Magicians will have it. It's definitely confusing at times. lines for 4 sports out there. Played in the center circle to the corner by Cialino, and his teammate Smith can't get there. Coach Marnoto for the Fishermen likes the ball, though. Nice trap by McDonald. He's showing off his skills here early on in the first half. Long ball by Watts. And the other number 7, Schmidt, sends it back where it came from. Momentum keeps Rochford with it. Ball gets past McDonald. Tap pass back to him by Miller. A little too hard off the foot of Silva. A lot of neutral area play right now. Popped up. Shepard waits under it. Gives it a header. So to the Fishermen. It lands with Silva. Hesitates. Now gets a pass away. Looking for the give and go. Cut off by Schmidt. Bounces back to Peone. Challenged by Volkov. Excuse me, that's Colin White, 18 there in the corner. It'll be Gloucester ball. Long throw in. It's headed by Laughlin for the Magicians. Then Burke whiffs on it. So they'll do it again. Trying to go the same way. Off of Laughlin again. Kicked back by Halpern. McDonald to Miller. Miller meets Ian Bush at midfield. Back to Bush. Skims off the head of Shepard. 2-on-3. Tripoli fires. It's blocked. Tripoli gets it back. Second shot. Save made by Zampese. Tripoli has been the most active Fisherman on the front line. Had 2 chances there. Shut down by the defense. And one of the best keepers in the area. Zampese with hopes of being Conference All-Star for the 2nd straight year. Zampese just a junior captain. Don't get many junior captains. Shows his leadership. Throw-in gets past the target. That's Gilmore now trailing the play. Tripoli gets another shot off. It's blocked immediately. It's Laughlin this time. Stepping up for the Magicians' defense. White's clear is blocked. Laughlin will have a chance at it. Breaks midfield. It's Watts. And that goes out of bounds. Watts and Peone not on the same page. McDonald, oh, can't make the steal. Would have had the break. Here's Peone. Tries to spin. Left the ball. Vital turns, kicks it to the 30. It's cut off there by Miller. McDonald finds space to pass to Burke. Burke keeps it in, but then it does roll off his foot across the yellow line. It'll be a throw-in for Gloucester. And that slips out of his hand. That is terrible. But that happens to everybody. Along the end line, flip middle. Athletic play by Halpern. But the Fishermen were there. Good crosser. Burke, solid trap. Plays it to Shepard. He spins. Shepard shoots. Denied. Watts clears it out of trouble. Shepard looking for 3 straight goals. Continuing his hot play from the Danvers game. Magicians with their biggest scoring output of the season in the 4-0 win over the Falcons. Shepard had the final 2 goals. Almost had the first here this afternoon. Jared Halpern will head to the bench. Elmer Magana calls on Boubacar Jallo to join the party. See what he can do. Cole Cialino, the freshman. Excuse me, no, Cole is not the freshman. Cole is the senior. Little brother Drew Cialino wears number 1 on the bench. Intended for McDonald, it's by him. Played by the Gloucester defense. There's Jallo, patient with it. Finds Miller, nobody up in front of him. Seamus Linehan will sub on for Gloucester. DePaula comes off for the Magicians. Max Dressel is on. Dylan Gilmore is off. Halfway through the first 40 minutes. Still scoreless. Schmidt jumps in. Fisherman able to keep possession for now. Jallo takes it away. Pass is blocked. Burke tries to karate kick at it. Skims off his toe and out of bounds. Burke rises up for that header. Laughlin with the first header. Laughlin putting together a nice half. Magicians throw in, possessed by Gloucester. It's Tripoli, double teamed in the corner. Shepard with the tackle, play on. Kicked middle. It comes back to Peone. Gloucester able to keep it. And Miller finally sends it out of bounds. The Magicians can regroup. All that coming off of a Magicians throw-in. Fisherman working hard. It's a foot race to it. It's Dressel. A step late, half a step late. Silva didn't get a lot on that pass. Looked like he topped it. Dressel with those fresh legs, putting pressure on the defense. Shepard knocks Silva down. Pops back up. McDonald plays it. Now with Watts. Gets a pass around Burke. Shepard has it poked away by Peone. Laughlin there to clean it up. Peone tracking it. He spent a lot of time on the turf. Jallo sends it past midfield. Vitale. And now Watts for the defense. Jallo's pass cut off. Silva waits. Ball had some spin on it. Came back to him. Looking to slice it through to Peone, but it's turned away by Laughlin. Here's Dressel, 1-on-4 on the attack. Dressel on Vitale, looks like he was dragged down. No whistle. Now Miller up there as a reinforcement for Dressel. He'll want that pass back. Smith plays a long ball that's caught by Zampese. Popped up, McDonald and Cialino were the two underneath it, and it will be a throw-in for Gloucester. McDonald gets tripped up. Looked like that contact was somewhat incidental to what we've seen out there this afternoon. Quick whistle on that side of the field, not so much on this side. Under 15 minutes to play. Shepard kind of chips it about 20 yards into the middle of the field. Played there by the Fishermen, and that one will escape Jack Burke and hit the sidelines. Gloucester's a high-scoring team, but they also allow a lot of goals. They've won a few games 3-2. They've lost a couple games 3-2. They've won 8-0, won 4-2. But we are scoreless here in the first half. The Magicians' defense has been up to the challenge from one of the better scoring teams in the NEC and from their number 3 ranking in the state in Division 3. Burke touched it last there. Anderton will take the throw in. He's kind of cleaned up his game since the opening minutes. Committed 2 early fouls. Looking for Tripoli off his heel. Talented play, looking to lead Peone. Corner for the Fishermen. Curls towards the net. Zampese punches it out. Definitely had a chance to catch that one. It'll be played on the sideline by Shepard, back across the M at midfield. Dressel was coming near side. The ball was behind him. Only players there were the Gloucester defense. Now Max will have a chance to run this one down. Finally, he gets to it before Vitali. He gets past him. And then Vitali steals it back. Calmly kicks it about 30 yards upfield. The ball drops behind Linehan. Unplayable really for Burke. And Burke and Shepard and Jallo will all head off. Burke and Shepard have played the entire half so far, almost 30 minutes. Jallo, a shorter run, but added a good spark. Here's Miller, has some space. He fires, and that will find the trees. Miller's hit one from that distance this year already. Took a chance there as the field opened up for him. Watts puts a ride into that one. That was definitely a push in the back right at midfield. Colin White not called for it. Dominic Paoni not too happy with the non-call and the extra physical play. Miller gets grabbed by his counterpart, number 10, Wes da Silva. And something as simple as a jersey grab compared to a hit in the back like moments before. Get Marblehead a free kick from about 27 yards away. Prime scoring position for the Magicians. It will be Miller. We just saw he's got a big foot. Takes some off of this one. Headed first by the Fisherman, second by McDonald. It's popped up. McDonald jumped a little early. Still able to play it. It's loose in front. They'll finish it. The goal scored by Mark Grizzato. That's the way to hang with the play and finish it for a 1-0 lead. Jared Halpern was the man who put it on net initially before Grizzato finished it. And the little tug of the jersey costs Wes da Silva and his team a goal. Moments later, the Magicians take the lead. Numerosi had a slight chance to dive back in the play, but it got off Grizzato's foot quicker. Past the line. The Magicians have the lead over the number 3 team in Division 3. Showing that despite their 4-6-3 record, they can still hang with the best in the conference. The Magicians are playing some of their most confident soccer of the year. While the Fishermen actually playing some of their more shaky soccer. Both of their losses on the season coming in the last 4 games. Opposite for the Magicians. Half their wins coming in the last 4. That ball bounces back to the 30, luckily for Gloucester. And Tripoli gets crushed in the shins. A big tackle by Schmidt, and he did not get any ball. Tripoli gets up and looks downfield at who the culprit might be. Not sure he knows. And if you're Riley Schmidt, I wouldn't raise my hand. Doesn't look like a happy guy. Here's Watts, lights this one up, sends it far post, and there's a push from Peone. I'm surprised he has nothing to say after being pushed on the last play, the last time down the field. He and the referee do have a little discussion there. It bounces back to Peone. Here's Tripoli. He and Schmidt battle again. Zampese and Schmidt both pretty demonstrative with the official after the play. It's a goal kick. I doubt Schmidt and Tripoli are done. Peone header, that's dangerous, high foot by Tripoli. Up around the head of Laughlin. Grizzato looking to be the setup man this time. Dressel passes over to Drucker. Drucker looking middle. Halpern shoots, aiming top corner, and it spins by. But it was deflected, and the Magicians have a corner kick. The deflection may be doing just enough to keep that out of the net. They'll bring Stephen Shepard back on to replace London McDonald. Shepard with a short rest, about 5.5 minutes. Back out there to try to do some damage. The corner is turned away. Now kept in. Sliding shot is blocked. Back across midfield, and Schmidt steps up. Dressel breaks free for a moment. He and Vitali meet once again. Foul going against the Magicians as a Fisherman player lays on the turf. He'll be helped up. It was Brendan Anderton. Anderton fouling early in the half, now being fouled here late in the half, setting up a kick just beyond midfield for the Fishermen. Players create a line around the 15 and they take off. Zampese screams out for keeper. He runs in the back of Tripoli and they're gonna be awarded a penalty kick. And the Magicians' sideline is livid. Assistant coach Tom Roundy, with both hands in the air, can't believe what he's seen in his 50-plus years of coaching. That may be the most egregious call he's seen. Elmer Magana is out 5 yards or so on the field. Zampese reluctant to get back in the net after committing the foul, and the boos rain down upon Christopher Piper Field, and that one official, here's Tripoli, tries to tie it, and he does. 1-1, and Zampese takes some frustration out on the goal post. And the barking from the Magicians faithful continues. If they had tomatoes, they'd throw them. Well, we have one official who is making a difference in the game and one on the near side who is reluctant to have any say in the game, basically. And we are tied up at 1 with 3:20 left in the half. There is no doubt that Tripoli was hit and interfered with going for the header, but Zampese had called out for the ball and was just trying to make a clean play on the ball, which he did with both fists. Referee thought that excessive, though, and here we are tied at 1. Numerosi gets it restarted short. Watts crosses midfield with it. Drucker stabs at the ball, makes a nice stop. That bounces past Murtag. Miller with the slide. Gets past Halpern. Back to Schmidt. Blasts it downfield. Off of Dressel. And Vitali cuts off Grisato. Numerosi picks it up. 2 minutes on the clock. And head coach Magana has to be quieted down by Greg Siglarski, MHS athletic director. Magana still upset with the PK call. Miller pokes it away from the attacker out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. Zampese comes out to pick it up, and he gets run into. The official closes in on the two as they talk about it. Silva, the one who ran into Zampese there. And the intensity picking up here. Final minute of the half. Deep throw in for the Magicians. Good spot. They were able to catch the Fishermen off guard early in the half. Sent a good ball into the box, but now Drucker very patient with this throw in. With time running down. Not that we can see. The clock stops on the scoreboard at 2 minutes and then 5 in the second half. From there, kept on the referee's watch. Halpern with the slide tackle, gets it away from Tripoli, forces a throw in, and that will take us to the end of the first half. It is 1-1. Before we break, we'd like to remind you that MHTV is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so if you're enjoying this production of MHS Sports on MHTV, please click subscribe on our YouTube page, and also consider making a donation by visiting our website, marbleheadtv.org, and clicking on the donate button. We'll be back after this with second half action. Welcome back to MHS Sports on MHTV. I'm Jess Burton. Second half about to get underway. The Fishermen will start with the ball. The biggest news during halftime is that the Fishermen starting goalie, Stefano Numerosi, is back on the sideline. And the backup is in net for Gloucester. Looks like Numerosi is going to get his shoulder treated. Got shaken up in the first half, and now it is too much for him to deal with. Again, we don't know who the backup is. They only have one goalie listed. But we'll see if the Magicians can take advantage of him. Numerosi seems to be a much taller goalkeeper, probably by a few inches. That may open things up a bit up top for Marblehead. Zampese picks it up on a hop, and we have an official. And there must be something about that side of the field that makes the whistles work. As that was some light contact in the back there, but Zampese will line it up for a kick as the officials in both teams have switched sides for this half. That is flipped off the heel of Peone. We've now seen Peone and Tripoli both do that. It's tough to do. The ball finds Luke Miller. He pops it up off the body of Ashtaroff. Miller back in the play to deflect it. He gives way for Shepard to run it down. Shepard reaches out and looks at Oliver Murtagh. Says, my bad. Those two are not on the same page. This bounces over the head of the defense. Looked like Burke was going to maybe be able to get there, but DePaula able to make the play for Gloucester. Miller with a good challenge. Pops it out of bounds. Forces a throw in. Linehan does it for Gloucester. Now he's defending McDonald, and that goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Mark Grisato, the goal scorer for the Magicians, set up by Jared Halpern. I believe that's Mark's second of the season. That's off of Halpern. And obviously the Gloucester goal coming on the controversial penalty kick. Awarded and finished by Gino Tripoli. Foul against Gloucester. The ref backs the two-man wall up a pretty good distance. And Stephen Shepard will take the kick. Line drive ball. Headed by Anterton and cleared. Here's Tripoli. He drops Laughlin. And Murtagh goes down too. And a push called against Tripoli as he cleared Murtagh to the turf. Shepard puts it in the air. Quick restart. A few players tumble. We'll have a throw in for the Magicians. Bit of extra after Ashtaroff went down between him and Watts. The official looking to clean it up. After a few headers, Ashtaroff able to find Murtag, sent right back on him. He heads it down. Peone on the run, kicks it out of bounds. Tough to keep that in with the left foot. McDonald has a play on it. Now it's Miller. Ashtaroff, save's made. It bounces right back to the goalie, and he makes the catch. Miller and Ashtaroff almost hooking up to beat the backup Gloucester goalie. But the first save he has to make, he does. And the second, he does. We stay tied at 1. Shepard surveys, patient with it. Picking his spot, looking for McDonald. It's played by the defense. McDonald, very handsy. Silva draws the foul. McDonald has been pretty aggressive all game. Finally draws a whistle against him. There's Burke at midfield, pass behind McDonald. Cialino for Gloucester had it for a moment. And we're going to have a yellow card against Watts. McDonald with more physical play. Took the ball away, and Watts just reached out with one arm and shoved him. Shepard launches. Halpern forces the Gloucester goalie out to make the play. Ashtaroff flips it wide of the net. We'll have a goal kick for Gloucester. Watts checks back in for Gloucester after picking up the card. McDonald comes flying in. Looks like he got a piece of Cole Cialino. Murtag cuts it off. Sends a hard pass back past midfield, where Watts then kicks it out of bounds. Throw in for the Magicians. Ashtaroff gets underneath Watts. Can't bring the ball with him. Watts splits a couple players, but gets it right to Shepard. That is a short hop. It gets through the goalie, and he makes the save on the goal line. You could see that that was going to be a difficult play. Forget short hop. It landed right in between his feet, knocked around, scooted through, and somehow the Gloucester goalie saves another goal, diving on it and smothering it on the goal line. And I'll say the referee was about 15 yards upfield. May not have had the best vantage point to tell if that broke the plane or not. But he gave the safe symbol, no goal, And again, we are still tied at 1. This is McDonald. He put it between the legs of the defender. That'll get a rise out of the Marblehead bench. They like that. Off the head of Anderton. Far side run from Peone. Burke cuts off his momentum. And Burke gets shoved down. Whistle comes. Marblehead ball. A nice play also on the far side by Colin White. Coach Magana not happy with a few players, but specifically Oliver Murtagh, for playing the ball continuously to the middle of the field. He wants his team to work the sidelines and is being vocal about it. Here's Tripoli. Schmidt got a toe on it. Doesn't go very far. He's going to have another chance. Thigh trap. Also doesn't go very far. And then he spins down Tripoli. Cries out in pain. Number 21 for Gloucester sits up and will be brought back to his feet. I guess they'll play it right at the 30. It could probably be moved up a few yards. Referee actually brings it back a yard. Leonardo Vitali. Zampese makes that look easy. And it had it tracked the whole way, but then he kicks it out of bounds. Not a good restart there. Shepard bides a moment. Ashtaroff flips it to himself, heads it forward. McDonald tracking it off the head of Vitali. Bounces around. Watts. Past midfield. And Schmidt gets dropped as he and Tripoli meet once again. Magicians fans very vocal today. This intense matchup between the Fishermen and the Magicians. Shepard's long ball is headed back. And she's back into the play. It is Shepard. Disrupts it. Tries to get it back. And it'll be headed out. The Fishermen's losses this season, just 2 of them coming into today's game, to Masco and to Swampscott. Shepard and Cialino run into each other hard. Coach Marnoto for Gloucester says that his player was defenseless, but no card. Foul against Shepard. The Fishermen were 9-0-1 in the month of September. And they are 2-2 in October. Halpern gets cleared to the turf by the Fisherman player, and that is a whistle. Marblehead fans with a bit of a Bronx cheer for that one. waiting for it. It's been a physical game on both sides. Tapped up by the Gloucester goalie, and he makes the catch. Luke Miller, the closest magician to him. It's a complete opposite story for the Magicians this season, as they were 2-5-2 in September. They are 2-1-1 in October. They would love to drop Gloucester under 500 here in the month of October. You can hear the Magicians fans say, "Play the whistle," as one never came with a couple players on the turf there. Silva looking for the return pass, cut off and stolen by Schmidt. And he sends it past midfield where Watts has to play it. He's pressured by Ashtaroff and just gets it off his foot in time. Gloucester called for the foul. Referee very animated on that one. Zampese with a good pop on that one. Bounces back to Miller. He plays it forward. Excuse me, White, Colin White. And it bounces to the keeper. McDonald trying to break free, and once the ball was gone, he runs into De Paula. And somehow, that call goes on De Paula. I'm not sure the referee really saw what just happened. I mean, De Paula kicked that as fast as he could because he saw that he was going to be hit and then was landed on. Gets called for the foul. Free kick sent across the far post, skims off Halpern's head. Never really had a chance, and it'll be a goal kick. No harm, no foul on the poor call by the official. And some would argue that is not his only poor call of the game. He's the one who called the PK for Gino Tripoli against Rory Zampese. Zampese came out of the net and punched away a save. And that's the reason we are tied at 1. Miller chips it forward. Gloucester goalie patient. He will punt it away. Nicely trapped by Peone, but then it slides off the foot of Silva. Back with Silva here. A little more space, looking for a long pass. And Schmidt will watch it roll safely into the arms of Zampese. The Magicians had some terrific scoring chances here in this half, but the backup Gloucester goalie has shut both of those down. Gloucester looking to break the tie on the other end. Crossing ball. It bounces off the shins of Murtagh and out. That's off Shepard. Miller able to keep it in. Sent back down towards the corner. And that player is offsides. It's Dylan Smith, caught too deep. Watts will have a throw in. Looked like Miller grabbed his jersey. They play through that. We have played half, 20 minutes left. Tie game at 1. Tripoli looking for the call. Not going to get it. Goes out off of him. The Magicians have tied Beverly 2-2. They tied Danvers 2-2. And they tied Salem 0-0 this season. Gloucester's only tie, 1-1 tie against St. Mary's. It broke their 7-game win streak to start the season. Tied that one, game 8. They won game 9 and are 2-2 since. Grisado looked like he got held, puts a pass in front, and the goalie makes another ridiculous save to deny McDonald. It looked like Grisado's right arm or jersey got held. It might have slowed him up just a moment. He still got a great pass off, and I can't believe McDonald didn't finish. And I'm sure London feels the same way. The backup goalie is really showing up here for the Fishermen. Has to defend a corner here. Schmidt heads it. It bounces back to Grisado. Bounces one towards the net, and it's picked up by the keeper. Headed off Tripoli, run down, off the crossbar and in. Dominic Paoni breaks the tie. 2-1 Fishermen. An absolute rocket. Skims underneath the crossbar and drops in behind Zampese. A tremendous save on one end, and they turn it into a goal on the other. They take it away, looking for Tripoli. It bounces off his heel. Silva breaks free, rolls one to Zampese. He makes the save. The front line for the Fishermen starting to get fired up. Tripoli has a goal on the PK. Paoni has a goal. And Silva, he wants one. The Magicians need to settle back in, keep their composure. Just over 16 minutes left, a lot of time, but here's Tripoli, gets behind the defense. He's on top of Zampese, and it's turned out of bounds. A sliding effort by the captain, Riley Schmidt. Never allowed the ball to get to his all-star keeper. The Fishermen will have a corner. Max Dressel trots up to the scorer's table, looking to be a spark off the bench for the Magicians. As the Fishermen play the corner short to Tripoli, he will send it through the box, off the fingers of Zampese, and it tracks to the corner. It'll be another corner kick from this side. Zampese may have been able to let that one go through, and it may have ended up above the flag post, but not going to take any chance like that for a far post runner. That one gets through the group of players, and it does make the far sideline. It's off of the Fishermen, and Dressel checks in. James Ashtaroff will head to the bench. Dressel in the first half had a few opportunities to break past the defense. Had fresh legs off the bench. He's got a touch right there to Shepard. And Dressel's on the move as Shepard gets knocked around. Gets the ball back, but then it's cut off by Watts. Lifted along the far sideline. It stays in bounds. Tripoli, he shoots. It comes across the box with the spin. It rolls sort of upfield and out of bounds. Definitely off the outside of his foot. Here's Silva. Through the middle. Peone jumped over it. And the Magicians clear. Grisato takes a shoulder, gets shoved to the turf, and let's see if a card comes out here. And it does. Second yellow card against the Fishermen. This one goes against Anderton, who was physical in the opening minutes of the contest. He will sub out. Because he was awarded the card, they bring Ian Bush on for his replacement. They did the same when Watts got called for one. Here's Grisato with the restart, looking for Schmidt, and he's looking for the top corner, but it goes wide. Solid setup by Grisato. Proper header by Schmidt, just offline. As a low line drive ball from Watts gets right to Grisato. Dressel took a push in the back. They'll play through that one. Shepard trying to use his body to box out the defender, finds the ball, then finds McDonald. McDonald runs into the defender, and they get it out of trouble. Tripoli knocked down in midfield. They play through it. It's Silva, one-on-one. Now he breaks past the defender. Silva shakes Schmidt. They score! What a pass! Silva to Peone, back-to-back for number 8 for Gloucester, and they lead it 3-1. Because Tripoli was knocked down at midfield, the defenders got caught up there too. Silva broke free. Momentum kept him moving forward. sliced and diced the Magicians' defense and laid a perfect touch pass to Peone for the finish. From up 1 to down 2, the Magicians now in a 3-1 hole with 12 minutes left to play. McDonald crushes Cialino. You could hear the contact, and yellow card for McDonald, another player that has been super physical this afternoon. McDonald plays hard, plays clean, picks up a card there though. Cialino is fine, back on his feet, and Vitali will have the kick. He's had one from this spot earlier. Not sure there's much need for that wall. That was not even close to it. Might as well put those defenders back there. As this goes on to Zampese. He's on the back of one of the Gloucester players. Oh, he almost put it down too quick. Silva was right there. Big save by Zampese. The referee having a discussion with Dylan Smith. Cialino with it, plays it back. And that will find its way out of bounds and pop over the fence. Deep throw in for the Magicians. Luke Miller on and Drucker off. Dominic Peone, who just scored the last 2 goals for Gloucester, just got called for a yellow card. That is not his second one. I thought it was as well. As you can hear some chatter from the fans underneath us. It's Dominic Peone's first. The other captain, Anderton, had one earlier. And so did Watts. He's the other captain that had one. Number 2, number 5, and number 8 have all been awarded yellows for the Fishermen. Minutes left to play. And neither team has been very pleased with the officiating this afternoon. The 2 guys seem to be reffing different games, but both have plenty of yellow cards to give out. Unlimited number of those. Laughlin heads it forward. Shepard trying to run it down. And Vitali kicks it a long way out of bounds. Miller will have the throw in. Jallo flips it middle. Headed by DePaula. Tripoli with the lead pass. They come across with it. It gets by its intended target. Miller plays it on the near sideline. As Shepard gets kicked. Shepard is down. Being helped out, not hurt there by one of the Gloucester Fishermen. Benjamin Watts stretching out Shepard, who looks to be cramping up. We have 8:41 left, and this game has really taken a turn here in the second half. It was 1-1 at halftime, and 2 Dominic Paoni goals here in the second half have opened it up for the 11-2-1 Gloucester Fishermen. And the story of the game is really the fact that the Fishermen lost their starting goalie, Stefano Numerosi, and the backup has come in and made a number of ridiculous saves to keep the Magicians off the board here in the second half. He's been absolutely fantastic. Thought it might be a detriment to them. Opened up the half by saying, let's see if the Magicians can take advantage of the backup goalie. And they peppered him, but they have not been able to score on him. Stephen Shepard being helped off, not putting any weight on the right foot, but just looks like cramping because he doesn't seem to be in much pain, just discomfort. Players head back out. We have the right cue ball. Well, we're going to play with it either way. Schmidt tracks it down, heads it to Zampese. He and Tripoli exchanged words. They're running hard at each other. Ball went wide of the net. Zampese at least able to cut off the angle from Tripoli. They'll back him up. It's a goal kick. Quick pass to Burke, but there's substitutions coming in. And my mistake, that's to Murtag, because Burke is just walking onto the field. He and McDonald check back in. Grisato, the goal scorer for the Magicians today, and Jallo head to the bench. That got caught up underneath McDonald's feet. He makes a nice play there to poke it away from Silva. Here's Dressel. And one more time, Vitali sends a souvenir into the stands. Vitali has been extremely strong as a center back today for Gloucester. McDonald. Really good crosser to Burke. Burke's had a quiet day. See if he can change that here late in the game. He got tripped up. Referee deems it a clean tackle, and Laughlin has to send it to the sideline. Under 7 minutes to play. The clock on the scoreboard will stop at 5. Do my best to keep track from there. Tripoli looking like he was posing for a picture over there. Had Laughlin leaning up against him. Then he gets tackled down in the deep corner. Tripoli will basically have a corner kick here. And he waves at his teammates to go far post. The clock winds, under 6 to play. Tripoli, hand in the air. Line drive. That might have gone to the side of the net, but it was cut off by Halpern. And now it will be a corner kick. Tripoli will give way to Dylan Smith. He will do the honors. Tripoli will stay close by, I believe. Oh, nope, he's going to head center box. They've played it a bunch of corners short today. They won't this time. Headed by Peone. They're going to play through a possible handball. Cut off. Flipped over the net off the foot of Anderton. Magicians have to hurry here. Burke has it knocked away. Ashtaroff gets a second chance at a header. Tracks back to about the spot where he headed it, but now it's McDonald with it. And we are under 5 minutes. Thrown into Dressel. He had a tough time with it. Kept in on the sideline and cleared upfield. Schmidt pops it forward. And Laughlin plays it in to the stands, but that's a nice job by Laughlin just to get rid of that. This is only our second broadcast of boys soccer this season, but we didn't call Adam Laughlin's name a lot in the first game against Danvers, which was their most recent prior to this one. But he has really shown up big here tonight, and now he's on the radar. He's a good defender, just a sophomore. This is headed, it's loose. Silva had a chance. Schmidt kicks it to the sideline. Five games left for Gloucester this season. 4 games left for the Magicians. Gloucester finishes up at home against Winthrop and Beverly and Malden, 3 straight. Then at Saugus and home against Saugus. There's some more wins in there for them. Tight play down in the corner. Silva and Miller, the 2 players there. It's a throw-in for Gloucester. For the Magicians, their next game is at Peabody. That's on Thursday. Then next week, 23rd, 26th, 27th, home against Masco. We'll have that game as well. That's their last home game as that one goes by the net. Fisherman trying to tack one more on late here. And then they finish up at Winthrop and at Melrose. Again, ranked number 28 right now. This loss, who knows actually if it'll help or hurt with how they do the percentages and seeding nowadays. But Magicians are going to probably hang around the top 32 in Division II until the end of the season. Gloucester destined for a home game, though. Ranked number 3 in Division III right now, and that will only improve with this win over the Magicians here today. It's going to be a 3-1 final, so it looks like. Should have about a minute left. Burke gets tripped up. Whistle goes against Gloucester. And the leading assist man for the Magicians might have a chance at a late one here. That bounces off of Volkov, and it will be cleared by Tripoli. Zampese backtracks, plays it off his chest. Sends a liner over the outstretched leg of Smith. This is flipped into the box, and the goalie for the Fishermen comes out, makes the catch, and collapses down to the turf. And that brings us to the final whistle this evening. And fittingly, the backup goalie for Gloucester ends with the ball in his hands. The Magicians put multiple shots on him, on net, and on the Fishermen in the second half, but they cannot get one past the second string goalie for Gloucester. 2 goals in the half by Dominic Paoni, and that is the difference here tonight. Once again, 3-1 is the final. Be sure to stay tuned. Just a moment. When we return, I'll announce the Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game. Welcome back to MHS Sports on MHTV. Tonight's Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game is Mark Grisato. Mark was the only goal scorer tonight for the Magicians against the Fishermen. He opened up the game with the goal. It was 1-0, but then 3 unanswered for the Fishermen ended it. But congratulations, Mark, for making that difference early on and having a pretty outstanding game all around. Congrats from the Sports Shop and MHTV, and we'd like to thank the Sports Shop for being our community partner in bringing you the Player of the Game Award, and we'd also like to thank National Grand Bank for being our community partner in bringing you MHS Sports on MHTV. Once again, the final score from Christopher Piper Field, 3-1 Gloucester. For all of us here at MHTV Sports, I'm Jess Burton. Thanks for watching.